What's up, everybody? YouTube, how we doing? Gonna do a third and final review here on this Saturday, January 28th. Watching the Women's Royal Rumble. I tell you what, folks, not to get off topic, but this is YouTube, not on Facebook, so I will go in depth a bit. I got away from WWE Raw. I peeked in, Monday nights or occasional pay-per-view. But I took my nephew to Raw here about 2 weeks ago, 16th of January, 3 weeks from Monday. But we went down there, and it was like, it's always been amazing live. Like most sports, like most events, you're there live. It's like, okay, this is fun. And he's been bringing me back there, watching him. He's so cute. He's 8 years, he's 8. And he's really just getting, John Cena's his favorite, which is awesome. I mean, we all love Cena, but he's starting to watch The Rock, and now last week he's getting The Undertaker, which is like, oh my God. But he's watching what I grew up with, and as me being, I don't have kids, and it's my sister's kid, but as being an uncle, it's just like, oh my God. And I know I'm not a father, so people are going to be like, saying I'm dramatic, whatever. But it's like, whoa, this is amazing. So, the other day, we got a big half-inch of snow, and, we see every school in Cincinnati closed, like the hypochondriacs that they are. So he was able to be off all day, and I worked from home that day. And he's watching, like, the old WrestleManias, the old Royal Rumbles, and it was just like, and now look at this, and everybody's jumping Nia Jax, Jesus. About 9 women, she just pulled like 10 women off of her. Pretty crazy. But yeah, he was just watching the old WrestleManias, old Royal Rumbles, and they take me back to my youth, and trying to show my nephew what a great business and what a great entertaining factor this really is. But we're back to beer tonight. So this is the Desthil Brewing Company, if I said it right, Desthil Brewing Company. It's their Wild Sour series. It's their cherry pie. And Desthil, of course, is a brewery out of Normal, Illinois. Now, I've heard of Normal, Illinois. I can't think of my map, but just after some beers and some other stuff tonight. I can't remember where that is, but I have had a lot of their beers, and this is decent. I had this again. You're gonna probably punch me. This is a Tennessee. This is a broken record. Some Tennessee beers I picked up on a bottle shop on the way home. Now, not to get you get up bench on something a bit, but down in Knoxville. So up here we have like bottle shop. We have beer specific, like great places for craft beer. Jungle Jams. We had, obviously we had. White Lake Marathon by me, which I think is amazing, and I'm hoping people outside of Ohio see this. It's a marathon's a gas, but it's a gas, but they have some of the best craft beer, and they do so many singles. And they're also two of the greatest guys that you'll ever meet. They will hook you up. They're just great. They talk to you, especially the regulars. They have a lot of regulars there, but they really just get in some exotic beers, but they single them out. And again, I love Jungle Jams, and I will always be Lord of Jungle Jams and go there every week, and it's the coolest place on earth. But some of the Jungle Jam singles are mid, and I get it. They can't, and I'm not knocking them. They don't have time. They don't, they can't sell the biggest beers to make money, and I get that. But boy, White Oak, they get them in. And it's, like I said, they can do the singles because like the shelves and stuff. But they're a great place. But anyway, so back to the point. So you go to Tennessee, and we just couldn't really find like bottled beer shops. It was all bourbon down there, whiskey, moonshine, all of that, yada yada yada. So me being the craft beer guy, went to this one place. It was a bourbon store. It said bourbon, wine, and spirits. And a lot of good wine, a lot of good bourbon. But they did have this Desthil cherry pie. So Illinois Brewery down Tennessee. So this one comes in at, it's light, 4.9. Sour natural flavors. It says inspired by the nostalgic flavors of your favorite dessert. This sour ale is a refreshingly tart and slight sweet tasty adventure that will keep you coming back for more. Cheers. And 4.9 cherry pie sour. Let's get into it. Again, if you're around the Midwest, you could probably find Desthil. Jungle Jams has a nice variety of Desthil IPAs. A lot of sours. Look at this brewery. I don't think I've seen a stout from them. I think I've seen dozens of sours. This series right here, the Wild Sour series. I've seen a lot of those. And a lot of like older sours that were like barrel aged sours, from like a couple years ago. So we've seen that. A lot of IPAs. They have they did the. Hopefully my friends can correct me. They did the Grateful Dead IPA series, so that was pretty cool. So again, Desthil Brewing. Like I said, a couple of really good sours. I think the IPAs are decent. This is actually a pretty good brewery. Like. The beers I've had so far, I want to go out of 10. I'd probably say 7.5 on the brewery. Really good dank, decent IPAs, nice hop, but nice balance. Like none of them been like hop bombs, but none of them been malt bombs either, where it's like just straight malts and no like tropical flavors. So they've been pretty good. Again, not a great brewery. I mean, obviously Illinois has its kick-ass breweries and they can really wax this, but I think, this is a mid brewery in a good way. Like I've enjoyed a lot of their beers. So nothing's wowed me. I haven't had a Desthil beer and been like, oh my god, I'm calling you. It's a must try. But I've not really had a Desthil beer where I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I'd buy this again when I drink it now. I'd buy this again. And a lot of their beers, like I said, some of their Grateful Dead IPA series are really good. They're very drinkable IPAs that I would repeat buy. They're not the hitters that it's like, oh my god, we're gonna go in search of. But again, this is what I feel like with craft beer. So there's so many breweries. There's no in between game here, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. Where we're like, we have the big boy breweries and have the flagships. Bell's, Founders, Great Lakes. Those type of breweries, maybe even Boulevards that earlier, that are going to just make 9, 10 beers a year. Where it's like, okay, we're going to sell hundreds of thousands of bottles, cans, whatever. Whereas these boys, while their IPA was great, they're going to continue to can and try sour stuff. So craft beer's gotten to that game where it's just like, whoa. And it's gotten to a point where, like, older beer drinkers, probably from 40 to 52 that grew up on Sam Adams and Great Lakes, they're going to want to do what the go-to IPAs, the go-to sours, the go-to stouts. Now, people probably 30 and younger were not around when the big breweries started. And they're going to want to see something new every day. They want to see the big sours, the big stouts, even the big double IPAs that are different hops. So, Desthil is that brewery where they're just like, the beers are good, but they're doing the same stuff. Cherry pie, cheers, folks. Watching the Rumble big, what's that, Dewdrop with the big 300-pounder there. Cheers, guys. So, I gave this, I think, a 3.75 out of 10. So, I do taste a lot of cherry. It is a cherry sour, a cherry-like ale, and the cherry is great. The profile hits. It's just not a lot of pie flavor. And that may be because they didn't do enough cinnamon. They maybe didn't do enough, like, that crusty, that breadiness, that caramel. You know what I mean? There's a little bit of that caramel, but it's just not, I'm not getting cherry pie vibe. That is getting like a cherry ale. And the cherry is great. I mean, it's there. It's almost biting into a cherry pie or a cherry cobbler. Or, like, just, even like a cherry Pop-Tart. The cherry flavor is here, but it's missing the pie aspect. But I really can't say it's a bad beer because it's not a sour. It's a sour and it tastes straight, but it's not, like, overly sour where you're going to, like, you know what I mean? So the smoothness of it is great. So I think I gave it a 3.75 out of 5. It may be like the other beer I rated a 3.75, maybe said it's a 3.6. This could be a 3.85 perhaps. It's a decent beer. Me liking the pie flavor, that crust, that filling, and liking cherry, and then of course cherry pie. But I can't hate on this beer. And I think it was, again, $13 a 6-pack. So if I'm going out of 10, 3.75, 6.75, 7.5, 7.5. I don't want to be that Portnoy and be like, oh, you're lame, but score, Dave. Like we're seeing, a 7.5. Good beer. I probably would buy it again for the price. Summertime, again, we're here wintertime, late January. So cherry pie beer would be more summer, even late spring. But decent beer, folks. I like Desthil. I like this brewery a lot. So check them out. Desthil Brewing Company, Normal, Illinois. Check them out. Cheers, everybody. We'll see you soon. That's the last one, I promise, tonight. I ain't beyond messed up already. Blasted. Finishing the Royal Rumble. 3 competitors left here. Well, it's coming down to, what is it? Liv Morgan. 1 and 2. Really ending off. Wow. Okay. Well, this is great. See you guys. Cheers.